what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more.
Yo, what is up, man? We are here. It is Thursday night, and I am grinning from ear to ear because this is genuinely one of my favorite streams in the entire off season. Oh, I'm fired up, man. It's time for the third annual Mario Kart and Ball Talk, combining two of my favorite things on the whole wide world, Mario Kart Wii and the NFL. We're going to be hopping into some online Mario Kart Wii and also addressing some questions and takes from you guys, the viewers. So, sent out a little probing question, seeing if anyone might have had some stuff they could send in as a mailbag of sorts. And who knows, maybe we'll get some live questions as well. But I know there's a little bit of funkiness with the stream, at least for me. I kind of had to exit out and then try and go back in. I don't know why the OG stream didn't exactly work. But it was being a little weird when I was trying to pull it up to get it on my other monitor. But hopefully things are working out. Worst case scenario, maybe you're seeing the VOD later. But before we get into the Mario Kart, we will hit a little bit of news here because there is a decent amount of stuff to talk about, right? Preseason has started. Actual football's being played now. Wasn't able to say that the last time that I was live. So there's a little bit to react to on that front, as well as just, a few random signings here and there, right? Again, we're getting closer to the season. Teams are filling their rosters out. A couple of interesting moves that I want to hit on. So there's a little bit that we'll get into. There's a move that didn't happen that we'll have to touch on a little bit too. So we'll get into that a little bit before we get into the main event of Mario Kart and Ball Talk. Appreciate you joining, Ruckfools, saying the GOAT is finally back. Thank you, man. Yeah, no, it's good to be back. It's been a few weeks, right? I'm getting ready for grad school. That starts up on Monday, and Lord knows I'm going to be busy between that and my job and this, but I am excited. The winds of change are certainly blowing right now. I just turned 26 not that long ago, so we're ascending to a new plane of adulthood. That's what I'll say. Let's go, baby. But yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be talking ball. I believe my next stream is going to be the granddaddy of them all, the big one, where we're going to be doing the full season prediction. I've been working on that a little bit. I'm starting to get my divisions in order. I've got some award picks in mind and just a lot of takes going into the season that I'm really excited to share, some flags that I want to plant. I'm excited for that. That might be a couple weeks from now, but that is always a good time, and that's usually one of the longer streams that we have. I know that one has hit the 3-hour mark a couple of times before, so that's, yeah. Oh, thank you. Happy belated, saying Ruckfools. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a good birthday. I can't complain. Got some time with friends earlier in the week, got some time with my girlfriend on my actual birthday, and then got some family coming in and visiting tomorrow, so all around, can't complain. And I'm hanging out with some friends next week too. I can't complain. Very, very fortunate in that department. We got Caden in here as well. What's up, man? Saying, how does it feel knowing that someone went to school, Jimmy John's very best, just got signed? Hold on. No way. Someone from, without doxing. Let's just say a Mustang got signed? I didn't know that. Wait, that's crazy. Who from that school got signed and in what? Because if you're talking about Jimmy John's very best, there's someone that I think you might be alluding to. And I would be surprised if someone from that school got signed in like a professional sport, just on a population standpoint. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But would you care to enlighten me, Caden? Because I'm actually genuinely curious here. Someone that went to school, Jimmy John's very best, just got signed. The Buccaneers' latest signing. All right, we got to look this up here real quick. Buccaneers transactions. We'll pull up my computer screen here, and then we'll get into some news. Of course, I got to do this. Get a little sneak preview of what we're going to talk about, I guess. Buccaneers transactions. It is who I'm thinking. You're so happy. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. This name actually kind of sounds familiar. He could be from Fargo. Oh yeah, because he went to NDSU. That's sick. Dude, that's actually insane. Birthplace, West Fargo, North Dakota. Barika Capinu. I think that's how you say his name. out of North Dakota State from West Fargo. I mean, literally like the sister city of the place that I grew up in, getting signed by the Bucks. That's sick. That is pretty cool. All right, I did not know that. Thank you for putting me on to that. I always love seeing these North Dakotans make the NFL. Always love seeing the FCS guys make the NFL. And this guy just happens to be both at the same time. That's awesome. I mean, it's either there. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Cheyenne High School. Insane, dude. The amount I've been to Cheyenne High School many a times in my life. Insane. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, that's a nice segue to a recent piece of news that just came out not that long ago. And this is one of the first things that we'll hit here. Nice little segue. Vita Vea. Thinking he might get traded. He requested a trade maybe 3 weeks ago or so. This is a big win for Nothing Ever Happens FC right here. Vita Vea wants to be a Buck for life. It kind of makes sense. He always felt like he'd be a Tampa lifer. Same way you feel like Chris Godwin's going to just be there forever. And again, we kind of thought the same with Mike Evans too, and eventually he moved on. But yeah, this one doesn't necessarily shock me. I wouldn't have had my jaw on the floor if he would have been traded or anything. It wouldn't have been the craziest trade in the world. But at the end of the day, you know, for every Myles Garrett trade or Micah Parsons trade, there's the trade request that doesn't actually mean anything, right? Vita Vea back to the Bucks is a fairly short contract, but you feel like the market for trading for him is just maybe a little wonky. Like there's a few contenders that could maybe use some help in the run defense department, but hefty price I'm sure Tampa's asking for. If you're the Bills, you probably don't want to give up a first for Vita Vea, as nice as that might be, right? They probably just weren't able to find a good offer, and I mean, let's be real. This is probably just a contract negotiation ploy too. I believe him when he says he wants to be a Buck for life. Like he's definitely embraced the organization. He's been a great fit there. He's a one-man run defense. So for Tampa, this is nice. And what's been a big offseason of change, it's nice to at least keep him around. So that's nice. What's up, Pair Champ and Eagle Eyes? Appreciate you guys tuning in. You know, I'm doing well. It feels like it's the end of summer, right? I was saying earlier, had my birthday earlier this week. I'm getting ready for fantasy drafts, which, speaking of, I'll try and either today or tomorrow maybe send some more details about the fantasy league. We can start figuring out a draft time and who's all going to be in and all that good stuff, how big of a league we need this year. But I've been doing some mock drafts. I'm in a few leagues this year, and you know, watching some preseason a little bit even. Like, okay, I didn't necessarily get to check out the Vikings preseason game live, but I watched it back later just to like take in some observations, right? I guess we can talk about the Vikings if we have to. But yeah, it was nice to see Kyler Murray operating under center. It's nice to see some under center play action with Kyler Murray. He's assimilating into the KO scheme pretty well, and I'm sure once the regular season rolls around, maybe that's when we'll see a little bit more pistol and shotgun stuff that Kyler's a little bit more comfortable with, and just how that marriage is going to work. But you know, I was impressed. I mean, it's preseason. You can only take away so much, but I was happy with how the Vikings looked. I was bummed about Jamal Adams going down with an injury, of course, right? Like, after he gets this huge play blowing up in the backfield, hard hit, it's like, dude, he's still got that downfield ability. Oh, like, he's going to be so good with Flores, and then MetLife gets another, man. Is a bummer. So that was tough, but can't complain too much about the Vikings preseason performance. Yo, we got Jack and Laywell in here as well. What is going on, fellas? Good to have you in here. Laywell saying it's been too long. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming back. That's awesome. I got to ask you, because it's been a while. Let me just ask you, how are you feeling about the Chiefs this year? How are you feeling about your Kansas City Chiefs? I'm trying to get a beat on them right now, and I think I know where I'm going to have them slide in, but there's still a small part of me that's like saying, don't do it, man. Don't doubt them that much. Don't do it that much, but no, sorry, Jack. No, I saw you guys late. I was mid talking about the Vikings, and then I saw you pop up in chat, but I got to give you a proper hello as well. Dude, this stream right here, I feel like this is your bread and butter, right? I mean, this is right up Jack alley. Mario Kart and ball talk. Hard to believe. It's been 3 straight years we've been doing it, man. Jamal Adams is still playing, Ruck Fools asks. Yeah, man. And honestly, like I was saying maybe a month ago, I didn't think he was going to like win Defensive Player of the Year or anything, but I thought he'd be a fun little role player. Like maybe he gets a sneaky 4 sacks or something, but not playing anymore. Season-ending injury. MetLife get him again. Man, that is tough. Laywell's been busy. Not going to lie, as a biased fan, he wants to say that we're going to have a good comeback year. I can hear out the argument for that. I really can. I think Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the world. Adding Kenneth Walker to that backfield just gives you some much needed explosiveness. Maybe, you sold off a lot in the secondary, but maybe some of the guys you brought in step up and kind of even things out a little bit. Like I like the Kairos Tonga signing and, Spags. I don't think Spags is like best DC in the world anymore or anything, but he could still at least get a little bit and he can develop guys. I could get sold on that. That's what I'll say. That's fair. But when does the JJ hype train leave the station? As in, if you mean leave as in like it's gone from the station and the station no longer exists, then right now, unfortunately, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Again, it's preseason, but like the offense performed the worst when he was in at quarterback. Like, and this was the case last year too. Like Carson Wentz, as much as he ticked me off, Carson Wentz was better than him last year. JJ had a few nice performances at the end, but like it is kind of crazy. Like when Wentz was out there, it's like, dude, Justin Jefferson's getting 120 receiving yards in a game. Like that just didn't happen with JJ like at all. It's like, oh yeah, he is good. Like he can win on these 20-yard routes. Like, wow, we can get him the ball. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think we'll at least keep him around. Again, Kyler's not necessarily an Iron Man. It would not shock me if we saw like 5 games that Kyler was not playing in because of injury. But I do think there is a real chance that Wentz beats out JJ for the number 2 job. And like, even if Kyler goes down, it's Wentz and not JJ who comes in. I don't know, man. But I say all that, dude, Wentz drove me insane last year. Any of y'all that watched my Viking streams know what I'm talking about. But too bad the Seahawks are just going to repeat. I mean, hey, it's a hard thing to do, but when you've got Mike Mack in that defense, Gonna miss K9. Laywell loved K9 in Seattle. Yeah. I think he'll add just getting someone with burst in there. I mean, it was to the point where like Brashard Smith last year was a breath of fresh air, and I liked him, but at the end of the day, we're talking about a 7th round converted receiver. So it'll be nice to get some juice in that backfield. Chiefs legend Carson Wentz. Dude, that's right. I forgot about that. All right. Anything else to hit on here? I feel like there was actually a few more things that I wanted to talk about. Oh, yes. One thing that happened yesterday, some news that quite frankly, I'm actually like a little upset about. And I don't know, maybe if there's like a Colts fan in here or something, they can like talk me down. And maybe I'm just being selfish and like rooting for my own agendas or whatever. But there's a move that the Colts made yesterday that I honestly was not the biggest fan of. Indianapolis Colts signing Keenan Allen. I guess, here's what I'll say. To an extent, I get why they're doing it because Alec Pierce is questionable for week 1. And they also lost Pittman. Like, there are plenty of targets up for grab, especially if Alec Pierce is to miss some time, right? But I just think a player like Keenan, especially at his age of 34 now and given his skill set, like, to me, that is just so redundant with some of the other pass catchers that they have. This is not even just about Josh Downs, although believe me, like, I am Josh Downs' truther number 1, and I'm like a little salty that all of a sudden there's this old washed vet that's going to be taking targets from him. It's fine, whatever, right? But on top of that, Downs is primarily a slot, and you like to work him over the middle. Tyler Warren, either in the slot or as a move tight end, and you like to work him short and over the middle. I mean, and now you add Keenan Allen in there. It's just so tight and compact and crowded with this passing game. I mean, good Lord, dude, they really need Alec Pierce out there because there's just no width at all. There's no one that can play that true outside X receiver. Pittman was kind of the Z, kind of the X. He moved back and forth, but like that's a big loss for them. I get them bringing in a receiver. I just don't think it should have been someone with Keenan Allen's skill set. And I don't have like a full list of free agents right in front of me right now. So I couldn't give you like a specific X that they should have signed. But I don't know. For me, I just would much rather they target a different archetype of player. And I just feel like if Pierce misses like week 1, the passing offense could look a little ugly. Just the spacing is going to be off. That's my take on this. And can we please just get like a 12-target Josh Downs week 1? Like, dude, he's better than this. I promise. But JJ must be really dookie if Carson Wentz beats him out. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not great, man. It's not great. Yeah, I don't know. And it just, the other thing too is like all the reports of it being like, he's just not prepared. He's not like taking practices seriously or like film study. And it just feels so out of sync with what was said about him coming out of college. Like his whole narrative was this is a hard worker, like it factor, like really grinder type of guy. And now he gets to the pros and it's like, no, he's like not being a good pro. Like that's a little concerning, right? Again, I'm not necessarily in the locker room, so I can't like verify that. But when you've got reputable beat reporters saying like the coaching staff is kind of frustrated that he's not taking stuff seriously, that's not good, man. Like that's supposed to be his thing, you know? And so now it's really inexcusable how poorly he's playing, but who knows? I guess I never even formally said, I mean, we all know, right? Kyler won the job, and I think we all saw that coming. But what's up, Henry and Sports Gambler? Appreciate you guys tuning in. Henry saying, how's it going, doctor? It's going well, man. It's going well. I'm having a good day. I'm having a good week. I'm excited to be talking some actual football to react to, as well as some, late season moves that we're seeing. There's a lot to talk about. Then, of course, we're going to be hopping on the sticks and playing a little online Mario Kart in a little bit too. And y'all can obviously keep your questions and takes and all that good stuff coming as we do that. But I'm in my element right now. That's what I'll say. Jack saying, sounds like when the Hawks signed Cooper Kupp. Wonder how that went. I was saying something similar about that. I will give you that. And I think I maybe underestimated JSN's development as a Z, as someone that could work outside of the slot a little bit. So that's on me. But also even then, they eventually traded for Rashid Shaheed to give him an actual outside guy. Like, their receiver room was a lot more balanced and had a little bit more spacing. I think things are going to be tight. I think it's going to hurt Jonathan Taylor in the run game because the boxes are going to be heavier. I don't know. I guess I've said everything there is to say, but that signing kind of bummed me out a little bit, even though I kind of get it. How do we feel about A.J. Brown versus Christian Gonzalez? Sports Gambler is saying, I'm not going to lie. I must have missed that. I'm sure practice is probably cinema if those two are going against each other, right? That is a sick matchup right there. But is there some lore behind that? I know we've had a few camp fights and all that stuff, and reconnect. I thought they were fighting or something, but there's always some shenanigans like that, right? Per usual. But have you missed the announcement of the 2026 team of Dr. Pigskin, or is that still TBD? Laywell's asking. I'm glad you say that. It will be announced during our season prediction stream, just like how it was last year. So you're going to have to tune in for that when we predict the whole season. We'll go through division by division, go through the order, playoff teams, pick the playoffs, awards, all that good stuff. It will appear when it appears. And I'm so excited to tell what I'm calling the story of the 2026 NFL season. Let's go. Sports Gambler would love to see JJ stay on as the Vikings backup. He seems like such a Minneapolis-coded guy. Oh, absolutely, dude. I mean, he's from the suburbs of Chicago, which there is certainly plenty of cultural and geographic overlap between those two areas. He's very Midwestern. He's got the Midwestern accent a little bit. Just he is very Midwest-coded. It is kind of funny to see some of the Vikings quarterbacks, I think between him and Kirk, it's just been two very Midwest dudes, The Vikings certainly have a type. That's what I'll say. Gonzalez has been butthurt that AJ keeps cooking him. I mean, hey, there's not a lot of guys that could cook him, but AJ on his day probably could. Yeah. All right, let's see if there's any other big news, immediate news that I want to hit before we jump into some Mario Kart here. I guess he is in the thumbnail. We'll talk about this briefly. Aaron Donald continues to work out. I don't know. I'm not an insider. I don't have sources. It sounds like he's coming back. I mean, he's been there multiple times now. He's always half flirted with coming back. And now that Myles Garrett is there, they're bringing out all the stops to assemble the Avengers or whatever. It sounds like he's coming back. I think if he were to come back, I mean, we have no idea what kind of actual player he is or what shape he's in right now, how quick it would take for him to get up to speed. But here's what I'll say. 2023's final year, he went out on top. He was still probably at worst the third best defensive tackle in the NFL. He was a first-team All-Pro that year. He was a monster in the regular season. He was a monster in that playoff game against the Lions. Against was Ragnow playing? He might have been hurt. But either way, beat up that Lions offensive line, was an absolute disruptor in that game, nearly won them that game. So I think I even tweeted this out. If Aaron Donald were to come back in 2026, let's say he was 80% of the player that he was in 2023. You're looking at like one of the greatest rotation pieces of all time. Like even if he's just a third down pass rush package guy, like dude, like that's crazy. But who knows? I mean, I say all this. He hasn't even officially come back yet. And who knows, like, if he'll play the full season. Maybe he comes back and he, like, pulls something 3 weeks in, right? Maybe he is washed a little bit. It has been a minute, but I will say the last time he was out there, he was pretty darn good. And he's, what, 35? Yeah. So it's not, like, inconceivable to see him getting, like, 7 sacks and, like, being an insane rotation piece or something. Jack hit him with the yawn. No, I respect it. You know what? You guys have the crown. You guys currently have the crown. Oh, yeah, the Jaden Daniels and the number 5 debacle. Dude, I've seen all sorts of different takes on this. Let me just pull this up here, honestly. This was crazy. Jaden Daniels. Oh, and Jaden Higgins. Yeah, season-ending injury for Jaden Higgins that he suffered yesterday. That was a bummer, man. That makes me so sad. But, I mean, you guys know all about it, right? He like got mad at LSU, and his team was like, were they suing LSU? No, it was a cease and desist. That's right, because they wanted the school to retire his number 5 jersey. I don't know. I'm gonna be lame. I honestly don't have a super strong take either way. I mean, that is just kind of the state of college football these days. Like, that's just how this is the can of worm that NIL's opened. I'm not even saying that to say like one thing or another about this is good or bad. Like that is just a blanket statement. This is what has happened, you know? And honestly, I think there's a lot of pros and cons with what's come with that, but I don't know. I'm usually pretty pro player. I usually like to side with the player over like the institution or the franchise or whatever for the most part. I kind of get where he's coming from, but also it's like, okay. Like, you can't just, like, beg for your number to be retired. I don't know. It's, like, a little weird, I guess. That's a little weird. Commanders are about to go 4-4-4 and have the other games canceled in honor of Jaden Daniels. The other 5 games, to be specific. 4-4-4 would be crazy. 4 ties in a season? That would be pretty crazy. Have to stop at 4 wins. Ruck Fools is saying Aaron Donald could have his Shawn Michaels moment where he comes back 4 or 5 years and doesn't miss a beat. Only WWE fans will get it. Well, I'll say, name sounds kind of familiar, but I can't say I know the lore behind that, but that's why. Never really gotten into WWE like that before. Just not even like anti-WWE or anything. Just never really gotten around to it. His mom is going to be the NFL's Uncle Dennis. I was like, Uncle Dennis, who's that? First, I thought of Dennis from Always Sunny. But yeah, Uncle Dennis, Kawhi's Uncle Dennis. Holy smokes, dude. That's a pull right there. Maybe not the deepest cut ever, but oh, that takes me back. Good times. All right, let's do this. Let's do this, man. It's time for some Mario Kart. Oh, every summer I always come back to this game. I take this game way, way, way too seriously. And honestly, I feel like I usually have like a bad showing on stream when I play. Like I feel like I have not been able to back up my swagger with my performance. But we're going to try here today. We're going to see how we do. Jack saying Rams are trying to bring Donald back, but did they bring in 2021 first team All-Pro corner Trayvon Diggs? Didn't think so. Nah, you know, Seahawks made some moves, right? Trayvon Diggs as well as Terrion Arnold. You know, I like kind of just taking swings on some of these talented corners. And, I mean, did someone say Mike McDonald? Like, he has pretty consistently been able to get the most out of whoever you trot out there in that secondary. So, you know what? I kind of see the vision with that. You lost Reek Woolen. You got to recoup it somehow. Yeah, man, go for it. There we go. We got the capture card pulled up. Sports Gambler asking if I'm a funky flamer. You know, sometimes I am. I was, like, when I first started playing this, quote-unquote, competitively. I say quotes because, like, I don't know. Like, I've never been in, like, a tournament or anything. But, you know, I still play online. But I've switched over to Rosalina and the Flame Runner simply because, one, I like to be a little different, right? I like to, you know, zig when everyone else zags. And Rosalina, I would say by the meta, is probably the second best heavyweight character, either Rosalina or Me Outfit B, depending on what you want from your boost. Funky definitely is the best, but I also like to pay a little tribute to Super Mario Galaxy, my all-time favorite video game. That or this game. So I like to switch it up a little bit. Game audio is a little loud. Yes, it is. Holy smokes, dude. I'm sorry. Thank you, Champ. Also, I'm probably going to have to restart. It's taking a minute. Game audio. Oh, dude, I looked over at my OBS meter. I was like, oh, gosh, I'm probably, like, destroying y'all's eardrums. I think the notion of dog playing on Retro Rewind is officially a myth. Nah, and I knew I was going to make you sad with this. I will say, Jack, I did look into Retro Rewind earlier this week, and I tried to install it. And I don't know, I must have done something wrong because I just could not get it to work. I was trying to extract the file, like they were saying in the video. And then I was like, maybe this will be an in-season type of thing or something. I can play as a signboard. No, I saw that. I've seen Sonic in Retro Rewind. Dude, they got a lot of stuff going on in that. Also, not only do I have to reconnect to the internet, I might have to like restart my Wii entirely because for whatever reason, my remote will just like stop pointing. It's so weird. Anyways. Bear with me for 1 second. I promise it's going to be really sick when I get this to work. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better now, too. Y'all are going to see me type in my hotspot password, but it's cool. Yeah, dude, I'm CTGP as well. All right. It's so funny. I think I've told this story before, but I have to use my hotspot on my phone because the Wi-Fi router that I have is like a newer model and the Wii literally just doesn't recognize it because the Wii is so old and the Wi-Fi router is from like 2025. And so there's like a certain point, like there's a certain type of Wi-Fi that the Wii just literally doesn't recognize. And so I have to use my hotspot. Don't mind me just putting in the password. Oh, good times. Ah, it's 2:46 a.m. Nah, the time on my Wii is cursed and I don't know how to fix it. It's just been like that for a while. I am subscribed to Troy. Of course I am. Shout out TWD98. I think that's his like government name as far as YouTube goes. Oh yeah, man. Good times. Oh yeah. I was also, and man, he got caught up into some stuff that I don't condone, and I don't watch him anymore. That's what I'll say. But y'all remember Creepy Produce? He was a Mario Kart YouTuber I loved watching back in the day, but fortunately, he kind of lived up to the first part of his name, as far as I know. That's what they're saying, but all right, we got the internet connected now. Let's get this baby. CTGP getting booted up. Please, please, can I please have a good day on here today? I need to gain some VR. Let's go. Creepy Produce. Yeah, Jack knows. Dude, it's like his videos were good, bro. He had some good creative ideas. I loved like when he would switch from like Mario Kart to Luigi Poker and all that stuff. Like, dude, he is a Little Mac user in Smash Bros. Like, Ruckfool's asking, did I like the new Mario Bros movie? I'm not gonna lie, I have not seen it. I saw the first one back in 2023, was it that it came out? And honestly, I was like a little surprised by like how decent it was. And like, I don't know. I think it definitely just appealed to my nostalgia. I have heard, just through the grapevine / like Letterboxd and whatever, that the new one maybe isn't quite as good and is maybe a little bit more just like, wow, look at our IP. Look at what we all own. This is so cool. And as a Super Mario Galaxy truther, you know, I don't know. I've got like some objections with how they characterize Rosalina, just like based off of stuff that I've heard. Not to mention just how they characterize Rosalina outside of Super Mario Galaxy or this game. Like, I play Mario Party on the Switch now, and Rosalita is like a yassified version of herself. She's like Space Daisy, essentially. It's like, no, she's supposed to be gloomy and brooding and sad and mysterious, and she's like 10 feet tall and can float. Like, she's not this, let's go, yay! Let's go. Like, sorry, I've just been waiting to like share that take in public. But all right, we got a decent room right here. Maybe it'll fill up as we, you know, get some more people in here. John Pork! Dude, we're racing against John Pork! John Pork is calling. Not Mac, that should have been the giveaway. Oh, yes, dude. I love Lil Mac in Smash Bros. I know that, like, he's a technically bad player because he's so bad in the air, but man, if he isn't just fun to hit little side dashes with and hit your smash attack, oh. Jack saying, dude, the DMs are haunting, and the fact that he showed some of the tamer ones is just chilling. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily, I haven't seen like the DMs, but I'm sure he's not to like derail the stream and talk about problematic Mario Kart YouTubers, but like, you know, I'm sure he's not like showing the worst of it. I don't know. Doc has a type. I don't know how good any of these people are either. I'm like trying to scout them out. I mean, I don't know. This guy looks good. He's a funky flamer. He looks all right. I think they're on their third lap here. Do you want to know? I mean, he just talked to minors. I should be laughing at that. It's just, there's no like easy way to say that, I guess, but what's up, Cam? Appreciate you tuning in. Nothing like running Smash in the Pain Hall lobby. Where'd time go? Oh my gosh, dude. Couldn't beat Marshall to save my life. Dude, he could pull out any character against me. Could not beat him. As much as I liked my combo of me and Samus, could not beat Marshall. Oh, man, that was like... How many years ago was that now? Is that 7 years? That's insane. Sports Gambler, are you main Link? Like Rogers with the remote bomb? Oh, dude, the bombs kill me, man. Not a fan of the bombs. People can't match my projectiles. I've got to be the only one with projectiles. Alright, let's see. Bro, how do you have 122 VR? That's crazy. Alright, we're going to start off with... We'll do a little Daisy Circuit to start off with. Jack saying the easy way to say it is just say what he did and what too many YouTubers have done to get canceled. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's more subtle and eloquent way to put it, maybe. Got a good mix of courses here. Honestly, as long as it's neither the DK ones, we're chilling. Let's go. All right. Let's see if we can actually, like, race all right tonight. Trying to think of what else has happened in the NFL, too. Maybe something I can yap about while I'm cruising around. Oh, they're starting early. Holy smokes. Yeah, the gum wrapper trade track was 7 years ago. You know, Kaden, you'll be happy to know I was actually telling a story about that a few weeks ago. I was saying, yeah, man, it was sick. My friend pulled that off. It was awesome. Dude, I am selling the mini turbos right now. I've been playing a decent amount this summer. I've been playing, especially the last few weeks. I've been getting Christine back into it a little bit too. But we're still maybe a little rusty. I don't know. We should be able to take these guys. We're in a good spot. You don't necessarily have to run this one from the back or front. It's not like Raceway where like you kind of want to be in last going into that final lap. Ah, they stole the item from me. Well played. Ah! All right. We're behind John Pork. We're drafting. All right. Ruben, I saw something about Ruben Bain. When I get the chance, I'll try and check chat. See, this is where it gets hard. I always like first world probleming myself and be like, dude, being a streamer is kind of hard. It's kind of hard to play video games and talk. You know what? You got the item. There we go. All right, we wanted that 5th place item. Triple shrooms. Oh, that's huge. We get the item and stay in 4th. shoot. Okay. I gotta pass this here. Huge. No! No way. That's insane, man. I could not pass that to save my life. We gotta get a mega or something. Shoot, dude. We're gonna get 6th. That is so tough. Oh? No! Come on, man.
Oh, next time.
Horrible. Horrible. That's all right. Great question from Henry, and I actually have a crazy answer for this. Favorite preseason hype player of all time? I kid you not. This is not just me like being LeBron and like lying about the past or whatever. Victor Cruz. If y'all remember, 2011, was it 2010 or 2011? One of the preseasons, Victor Cruz, back when he was like a complete unknown, just absolutely popped off. And he had this crazy game against Rex Ryan's Jets. And like Rex Ryan was mic'd up and like, dude, oh my gosh, who on earth is this guy? Like, he is killing us out here. Mind you, this was like, I don't think Darrelle Revis was actually out there at this point, but this was like a very good Jets defense with like Revis and the likes. And Victor Cruz led the preseason in receiving yards that year and more or less ended up making the team because of that. And I was like, I remember watching that when I was like 10 or whatever, like, oh, that's sick. Like, this guy's popping off. That was like the first time I like watched preseason. Lo and behold, he ends up like actually breaking out and getting like 1,500 yards and the Giants win the Super Bowl. Like, one of the most consequential and impactful preseasons ever. Like, the Giants probably don't win the Super Bowl if he doesn't pop off in the preseason. So, you know, a lot of times preseason doesn't matter, right? I always like to say, you know, the 08 Lions went 4-0 in the preseason, but they lost every game in the regular season. Also, the peak Legion of Boom Seahawks, the 2013 Seahawks, went 4-0 in the preseason, ended up winning the Super Bowl. So, like, I don't know. Whatever happens, happens. But sometimes that stuff really does matter. Sometimes it does. 99-yard touchdown. Oh, yeah. Legendary season from Victor Cruz. He was like second in the NFL receiving yards or something like that. Pearchamp has a hot take. No repeat division winners. I'd have to run through that real quick. I mean, I could kind of see it. NFC East, you're going to say no Eagles. I can see the vision with that. I do like Dallas a lot this year. NFC North, no Bears. Yeah, I could totally see that. I like the Lions maybe a good amount. Maybe even the Vikings if they hit their ceiling. Maybe even the Packers. Like, you could sell me on any 4 of those teams winning that division. NFC South, that would mean no Panthers. Yeah, I could totally see that. They've been killed by the injury bug. Maybe you like the Saints. Maybe you like the Bucks to bounce back. Ah, shoot. Dude, that's crazy. It better not go away. Okay. At least we get to, like, stay off the off-road part. That was a very tough break. We're in a decent spot, though, in 5th. This is a very items-based course. You kind of want to run this from the back. I stole the item. All right, we're in a tough spot, but we can pull this off. Low-key, if Bowser Jr. wants to pass me and I get the 8th place item, I won't hate that. Oh, that's huge. Okay. I need this. Oh, blooper! That's tough. I didn't get a good second item. Dang it. Ah.
Not bad.
Oh, yeah, Steelers, another division winner. Yeah, I would be shocked, to be quite honest. Patriots, I could see the Bills knocking them off. Jaguars, I could see the Texans. Broncos, I feel decent about, but you could maybe talk me into the Chargers and the Chiefs. And the Chiefs always have that ceiling, too. And Seahawks, yeah, if the Rams get it. I don't know how often that's happened, where there's never been a repeat division winner. I don't know that I've ever seen that before, but I could see it. I could see it. That's a decent take. I like that. All right, we'll do Raceway. We'll vote for Raceway. Have I seen the Mr. Riggs video? I am not familiar. I am not familiar. Do I want to know? Do I want to know? Can yap about Ruben Bain already being the Hall of Fame worthy. Chiefs should have snagged him when they traded up. Dude, I think he fell too far. I think he's going to be a very good NFL player. Even if he never has like that insane 17 sack type of season. That's not quite the type of player he is. He's a little bit more of a pocket pusher, but can play the run well. But I love the Brandon Graham comp. I know I'm not the only one that's made that comparison, but I think build-wise, playstyle-wise, and just caliber of player, like, it would not shock me one bit if he essentially just had Brandon Graham's career. And you got to be very happy with that, you know? Not every first rounder can just be like, ah, dude, insane. Stay out. We are just getting bodied right now. Yikes, man. Not doing so hot. Losing VR. Dude, I never show up for stream. It's such a bummer. I was like out there saying, oh, their VR is so bad. It's okay, we got this. Okay. All right, we're up to second. I'm assuming it's the Funky Flamer that's like front running like crazy, which front running Yoshi Falls is kind of a flex. This is such a short course and there's so many off-road portions. Like, yeah, getting an item when you're near the back is kind of nice because you want those mushrooms. They trapped the heck out of that waterfall. No! That was a good banana. Yes! Let's go. What? No, he had a mega. Oh, he smuggled a mega.
Not bad.
That's insane. All right, respect to him for keeping the mega and surviving. Oh, I thought the blue shell was gonna get me in. Shoot. All right, we've got a pretty small lobby still, but Jadarian Price fell too far, but y'all ain't ready for that combo. I think he could be pretty good this year for Seattle, especially when Charbonnet comes back. I think those two guys are going to complement each other a little bit. You know, I got to admit, Jadarian Price, the more and more I've like dug into him, he's a little bit more explosive than I initially thought. He's got a nice little burst to him. He could be a big play type of guy. Dude, I'm laughing. This man said smuggled a mega. I know, dude. I'm cooked. Ironically, there were no repeat division winners last year except for the Eagles, which the division has had no repeat winners for almost 20 years. That's right. I was literally thinking about that NFC East division winner streak the other day. I was like, did that get broken last year? It absolutely did. I suppose yeah, that makes sense. How interesting. All right, back on Luigi Circuit. We've got 5 players. They love starting it quick. Good lord, man. Bro, someone's got the spear. Remember, Jack, when you said Austin Eckler used the spear there? Chase Brown used a POW. Dude, I respect Wario and the spear. That's a pretty rare combination right there. I respect it. He's kind of cooking me too. I mean, Spear is better than the Flame Runner on Luigi Circuit. It's one of the few courses I would say the Spear is a little bit better, just because there's so many straightaways. Oh, that was a great fib. That was nice. I respect it. Oh, baby, we clutched up there. Oh my gosh, that could have been bad. No, no. All right, you know what? That's fine. We're chilling. We're still relatively close to the pack. And we'll take a good item as we go into the final lap here. We're in last place, but secretly that's a good thing, actually. We got this. Ah, triples. All right. We'll chain this into the next string of items. Yup. Golden. Go. I low-key could have maybe used that a little bit later. OMG. That was terrifying. I thought he was going to put it in reverse and get me there. Shoot! We'll take second, I guess. Bro, can we get some more people in here? Jack can't believe Eckler isn't signed. I know he's 31, but for his skill set as a receiving back at that age, it isn't as much of a detriment. Yeah, and honestly, he's like pretty... This is like a very nerdy thing to say, but he's also very good in pass protection. I feel like every single team could use another guy that you could have it on passing downs where they can catch the football or they can stay in and block. Like, yeah, man, it is kind of a little surprising. Maybe he doesn't offer much juice as a runner these days. Like, I wouldn't say, oh, we're going to give him 200 carries and expect, like, good high-end running. No way, it's a 1v1, man. We just might have to leave this room after. But it is, like, You know who could really use them, honestly, is the Lions. I was thinking about that earlier today. Like, losing David Montgomery hurts in a couple different regards, but I really think especially, like, how good he is as a blocker. And Gibbs, while he's worked on that aspect of his game, like, it's still kind of a weakness for him. They could really use Austin Eckler, even if he was, like, a blocker only. I'm with you, you know? He could be one of those mercenary third down backs. I'm sure at some point he'll get signed, but... Alright, it's 1v1 on Raceway. This is a very interesting... I mean, he's using Mario. I don't know what vehicle he's using with Mario, but... I don't know. This might be a rare chance you can front run Raceway. This is the ultimate items-based course where, like, you see all this off-road area, right? You could just cut through so much of it. You stay within the pack, but you're, like, 9th on the final lap. You get that star. You get a golden mushroom. That's where you don't want to pace push, as the runners would say. If you're a cross-country runner, track runner, you might know. This one, you do not want to pace push. Unless you're me and you just pace push the whole race. Dude, I just heard a bomb go off behind me. I don't know what Mario's up to back there, but we're chilling here. We're doing all right. Any other takes? Any other just like football stuff I've been thinking about recently? I'll save this for the prediction stream, but I've got a few different names in mind for MVP. I'm curious right now in chat, any of y'all have like a fun MVP pick? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, this is who I think is actually going to win, but like maybe like a fun dark horse or outside shot or something. I've got a few in mind, honestly. They're not like crazy dark horses, but two guys I could see maybe surprising some people and like having the year, you know. I know you didn't. Oh, talking about pace pushing? Yeah, throwback, right? Gibbs wins MVP. That's a fun one right there. I love a little non-quarterback pick. I mean, here's what I'll say. And low-key, there might be someone in this fantasy league that's watching, but also I don't think they're picking ahead of me. I have the 2nd overall pick in one of my fantasy leagues this year. I fully plan on taking Jahmyr Gibbs as long as he's on the board, like, even over Bijan. And while I think Bijan is a slightly better, like, in real life running back, Gibbs is just gonna be such a, I mean, he's always been a monster, but especially with no Monty now, I feel like they're gonna feed him the ball even more. He's so good in the passing game. I know I just kind of downplayed his blocking a little bit, but everything else he's just so good at. And the Lions, even last year with all the weird injuries on the offensive line and the turnover with the play caller and everything, like, Gibbs was still an unbelievable player, and they still had one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL. I think the path to Gibbs winning MVP, it's not impossible, but he would have to have like a 49ers CMC type season, and the Lions would have to like be the 1 seed in the NFC. Maybe Goff misses like 5 games or something and they go 4-1 and Gibbs just goes stupid. But there's a world where like, yeah, he rushes for like 1,600 yards, he leads the league in rushing yards, and he adds like another 650 as a receiver and leads the league in touchdowns and leads the league in yards from scrimmage. And yeah, it's out of all the non-quarterbacks, that's a pretty good one, honestly. But I do think it's, I mean, if the Lions also have an insane offense, you have to imagine Goff is slinging the pigskin, and would Ty go to the quarterback? Maybe, but it's lame to like work in injuries into it. But I think such a narrative-based award, sometimes you have to play that game a little bit, especially for non-quarterbacks. Bijan as a dark horse, I mean, dude, if the Falcons were to like win that division, then you'd have to seriously think about it, right? I mean, he would have to go crazy for them to win that division, you feel like. Hey, last time it was a non-quarterback, it was a running back, Adrian Peterson, and like, you can't say he didn't deserve it that year. Like, that was a true carry job in every sense of the word. Bo Nix, Sports Gambler, says, I mean, hey, I could see the Broncos having a very good passing offense this year. I could see them having a path to getting the 1 seed again. I think that one would be tough, though. It's like, oh, would they just give it Coach of the Year to Sean Payton instead? How much of the credit is going to go to, like, the line and Payton? But maybe Nix does take some more strides again, you know, and he's just too good to ignore. Mendoza already threw a pick 6. It's over for the Raiders. Yeah, that's right. We got a little preseason action going on right now. That's not good. I mean, you know, they're talking a big game about sitting him, and I do believe they will sit him a good amount, but dude, we cannot get a big room to save our lives. I also didn't see their VR, but it's chill. You know, let's do a little DS. Dak MVP. Speaking my language. You're speaking my language. He might be my actual pick. We're still ironing out a few things, but I gave this take last stream. I think there's a good chance Dak Prescott becomes the first quarterback in 4 years to throw for 5,000 yards. I think he's going to go nuclear this year. This might be the Dak year, which is crazy because I thought that was going to be 2023, but I think he can be just as good, if not even more dominant this year with the way everything is set up for him. I think he's got a real shot at MVP. I love that pick, and I might make it myself. I've been flirting with it. Oh, I almost got him there. Yeah, I saw they signed Von Miller too. Honestly, Von Miller was not nearly as good as like his 8 sacks from last year would suggest. I always hate to be the fun police, but like that was a pretty Mickey Mouse season for him. Like he converted. This sounds so dorky, but it's true, especially if you watch him play. Like the amount of pressures that he converted into sacks is unsustainable, and a lot of it was just like, I don't know, kind of being lucky and being in the right spot. And some of that is just, you know, being a smart, heady vet. Like, there is certainly some of that at play, too. But, oh, I was hoping I'd be able to snipe him with the bomb and then pass the thundercloud. But I would be surprised if he got 8 sacks again this year. That's what I'll say. But also, if you're Dallas, you just need another body in that rotation. Sure, what the heck. Like, that way we're a little bit more insulated if Donovan Azaraku goes down. Who I like a lot this year. I really like Azaraku. I like that. That defense could surprise some people, I really think. LT and Alan Page, of course. Oh, yeah, come on now. Only defensive player to ever win MVP. Minnesota Vikings own Alan Page. Dude, we are just getting smoked to high heaven out here. Golly. Shoots, man. We cannot buy a good finish. And like, respectfully, I mean, I'm VR mogging them, and yet they're killing me. Insane. Ay. I feel like I'm like fairly locked in right now, too. I feel like I'm racing decently. I don't know. Oh, I missed the question from Parachamp. It was a little NFL trivia. Oh, LT is in Lawrence Taylor. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You're right. Alan Page was not the only defensive player to win MVP. Lawrence Taylor did as well. True. And J.J. Watt finished second in 2014. I think Houston missing the playoffs really hurt him that year. 4,800 yards, 43 touchdowns, 8-9 record. Eagle Eyes to saying about Dak. I mean, maybe I'll be wrong about an NFC East team again this year, but I like him to be a little bit better than 8-9 this year. I really like what they're cooking in Dallas. I still like the Eagles a good amount, too. Mushroom Gorge. Was never able to pull off the ultra shortcut in this one. I tried many a times. Certainly I'm not doing it in a Grand Prix mode. That stuff's time trial only. Ah! I don't know if y'all just heard me smack my Wii remote against the desk on accident. When you're in a big lobby, you really have to be scared of the shock when you go through here, but oh Lord. This is not gonna go, what dude? Oh, I cannot catch a break right now. That's so tough, dude. What can you do? Dog, I'm losing to Mario. Alright. And we got another Mario just sitting there. He's just chilling, man. Oh, bro. I am the king of thunderclouds tonight. Oh, I'm gaining on him. This is not, dude. It's gonna strike me when I'm midair. Alright. No. Bro. Come on. Yeah, dude, I know. I probably, like, botched one of the mushroom skips a little bit. You gotta admit, though, this has been a tremendously unlucky race for me. We gotta lock in here on this final lap. Like, We're in last. I swear I'm good at this game, guys. Alright, we just gotta go. Did like a couple of people lag out? I feel like there's more than 5 when we first started. Alright. Yes, I got the item. Okay, huge. Unfortunately, I do not know how to do the cliff cut. I wish I could like hop the whole cliff. We gotta go. Bro, everyone had items except for that guy. We'll take 3rd. Could have been a disaster. Your childhood would officially be over. Oh, talking about Aaron Rodgers. Gonna keep talking himself into Aaron Rodgers going nuclear for his last season. You're just not ready for the league without him. It is gonna be one fascinating final ride. Him and Mike McCarthy against the world, you know? He's got, yeah. I will say though, I do think some people overstated how bad he was last year. Look, I don't think he was a great quarterback by any means. I might say he was like the 21st best QB in the NFL. Dude, there's some people that's like, dude, like, he's so, like, Jamarcus Russell coded. And it's like, no, like, he was not great, but, like, he was far from the worst quarterback in the NFL, you know? Kyle store has a big sign advertising peptides. Figure you were curious. Dude, the Kyle store, that is a pull right there. That brings me back. I remember the Kyle store. Dude, that sign was just hilarious. Just plain text, nothing else, no logo or anything. It's like, you know what? They knew what they were about. Rodgers was definitely better than Kyler. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Please, Kyler, stay healthy. Please be good. Either Kyler is good, and it's awesome, and it rocks, and the Vikings are fun to watch, and maybe we make a little playoff push. Or he's okay, and I can push my KOC agendas. I can't lose. I win either way. Okay, Koopa Caper locked in. There we go. Dude, low-key, I need to be picking more longer courses. I need to be picking more lines-based courses. I gotta go with N64 Bowser Castle for the next one. This is how I'm gonna win. I can't be given of these items-based, shortcuts-based courses where they can kind of equalize, you know what I'm saying? Vikings still made the mistake of not signing them, talking about Rodgers. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I will defend us not doing it. I think that, like, in hindsight, it could be easy to say, oh, Rodgers would have been better than JJ last year. But the truth is, we would have had no way of knowing anything about JJ unless we actually gave him the chance to play last year, right? Now we know. And we were very fortunate that Kyler kind of, like, dropped into our laps on the vet minimum. But, like, you know, we've seen that happen a few times now. Sometimes that's just how these things play out. So last year, obviously, was a bummer. I wish the quarterback play was better, but at least now we know, and we're not spending another year, like, sitting on our hands being like, oh, I sure hope he's good. Who knows? You know, I sure hope that he's better than Justin Jefferson having to get 1,000 yards on, like, the final game of the season. It's like, oh, is he going to get it or not? Like, it'll be nice to have a more serious quarterback this year. And, like, I like Kyler more than Rodgers. I think he's a better quarterback in this year. And, you know, he's a little bit younger, a little bit cheaper. So I think it worked out all right for us personally. But the real mistake was not bringing back Sam Darnold, unfortunately. But that road has been driven over many, many times. Parachamp asking the worst draft pick in Vikings history. Man, I mean, I can think of a few. Oh my gosh, what was his name? There's one guy, I believe he was our first round pick. This was like the mid-2000s. He was like a late first rounder. But we drafted him, and then he literally just didn't show up. Like, he never even, like, came to training camp. He just, like, ditched us. He had, like, some mental episodes going on or something. But yeah, he just quite literally never played. So, I mean, it probably has to be him, right? I forgot his name. We're chilling. We'll get the dash panel for acceleration. Let's go! Oh, we played that well. All right, finally. First place convincing win. Lewis Cine was pretty awful. That was a bad pick, especially considering the fact that We knew we needed safety. Kyle Hamilton was on the board. We traded down 20 spots with the Lions, who ended up getting Jamison Williams from this trade. And mind you, like, Quasi was like the big analytics guy, right? And so it's like, oh, like maybe the charts said this trade was good, but like all the analytics charts were even saying like, no, we lost value in the trade. Like we moved down 20 spots and we didn't even get an extra first for it. Not to mention it was with our divisional rivals. Not to mention we passed up on someone who I thought was like clearly a better prospect at the same position. And of course he's good and Scene was bad. Like, yeah, that's up there, man. Lewis Scene was a pretty awful pick. Christian Ponder first round was an awful pick. I mean, that was another, it was just like such a reach. Like, sure, we needed a quarterback, but no one really had that high of a grade on Ponder. And of course, he didn't end up turning out very well. And that was a loaded draft class outside of like him and Jake Locker. Yeah. Trey Waynes, I mean, Trey Waynes at least was all right, but like, you know, Laquan Treadwell was a pretty tough first round pick for us. Yeah. Tree Floyd is a big what could have been. He was nice when he played. He just had so many injuries and then he sued us. Yeah. And 9. I mean, 9 unfortunately has to be up there. He has to be up there for worst Vikings pick. Like, there's really no other way to put it. 10th overall pick, highest drafted quarterback in franchise history. Thought that we were giving him such a great setup and like, it's kind of over now. A little bit. Maybe it's not over, but it seems like that relationship has soured a little bit. Who else was in the Ponder class? I don't know. A guy by the name of J.J. Watt. Guy by the name of Von Miller. Guy by the name of Julio Jones. Guy by the name of Tyron Smith. I mean, dude, seriously, I think it was the 2011 class. Or was Von Miller 20? No, 2011 had, like, Julio Jones, Patrick Peterson, Cam Newton, J.J. Watt. Like, it is an insane first round. One of the craziest classes ever. Apparently, Gabbert was a safe QB. Yeah. Dude, it's so crazy. Like, Cam was good, but, like, most of the quarterbacks from that class were kind of trash. But it was, like, an insane class outside of the quarterbacks. Yeah, 2011. 2010s was nice, too. Now, 2011 was Von Miller, right? Cam Newton, Von Miller, you had J.J. Watt, Pat Pete. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Richard Sherman, 5th round, absolutely. Oh, let's go. DS. Let's go, baby. Pre-2022 Hawks drafts are just terrible. Oh, yeah, I remember some of those picks. But you know what? They really locked in. They really righted the ship. All right, here we go. DS time. I did not really look at the VR for these guys either, unfortunately. But I've seen a lot of funky comps, which means it's probably a little sweaty in here. I mean, honestly, any lobby in the year 2026 of this game has got to be pretty sweaty. We got Toad in the standard Kart S. How wholesome. We got Baby Mario and the Magic Cruiser. We got a few original choices here. I say all this, I'm still using the Flame Runner at the end of the day. I'm still pretty basic, but we're going to do the Dock Cut. Ah, let's go. We nailed that. Okay, Keegan. I see you hitting the mud cut. Oh, yeah. Just like we drew it up. Come on now. Okay. This is actually a decent one to front run, I will say. The dock cut and the mud cut, though, that's a spot where you can really make up some time. It's a pretty tight pack. I don't know. Someone's probably going to get a mushroom and pass me. When we go up to this dock here. It's a tough spot to be in. I can try and trap it with the banana, maybe. We're going to give it a shot. Kind of. Ah, shock. I low-key was hoping they would try and use the shock if someone was going to use the dock cut and, you know, target them. Gotta play Donkey Kong next race. Oh, I don't know if I can switch up. Ah, shoot. Maybe we'll do DK Summit, though. Maybe we'll vote a little DK Summit. That's so tough. Blue Shell got me there. 4th place. All right. We're still in a decent spot. We didn't get the Thunder Cloud either. I do wonder. Oh, that could have been bad. I'm trying to save this for the shock. Okay, huge. Got someone with a star back there. Oh, I'm gonna hold on to it a little bit longer. We're gonna be coming up on items here. Once that baby Mario kind of hits that spot, we're gonna assume he's gonna get the shock. No, we just gotta use it now. We gotta be safe with the Thundercloud right there. Pray for the shock, man. We need the shock dodge. Ah. Shoot. That's not good, man. Yeah, someone else is trying to get it with their star. Huge? Alright. If we could get third, I'd be pretty happy. Oh, I see. It's a nice try. We're just gonna save these in case someone passes. Wait, which one? Let's go. Let's go. All right. We raced that one pretty well, all things considered. I'm pretty happy with that. Have 9 learned under Rogers and then see what he could do this year? I guess. I think for me, like, how much would that have actually impacted things, you know? Like, would we just be delaying the inevitable and then it's a year later we find out JJ McCarthy is bad? Like, how much better would he have actually been if he would have sat another year? You know, it's just, like, the big thing with him is he needed reps. Like, he was a younger guy, only played 2 seasons in college, and even when he did play, didn't necessarily throw the ball a ton. Yeah. Mathis is pissed? Who's Mathis? Mathis. I must be missing something. Or Mathis, maybe that was the person I like. Oh yeah, I backspammed them with red shells. That was a little mean. That was a little mean. I probably made an enemy there. I'm the villain in that guy's story. Yeah, there's Mathis. Sorry, bro. That was like unnecessary. It was like Antonio Brown kicking Spencer Lanning in the face. You know, I was thinking about that yesterday, actually. You know, I was like, you know what? Honestly, if Antonio Brown came into the league like even 8 years later in the age of like the Athlete podcast and TikTok and everything, I think we would have found out that he was like a wacko a lot quicker, right? Because his whole unraveling into a crazy person kind of took everyone by surprise, and like it's like, wow, like he seemed like this happy-go-lucky smiley guy, just like so pure and wholesome. And it's like, no, he's actually like a little crazy. Like, but there was, looking back, like maybe there was some glimpses of it, like him kicking the Browns punter in the face. Like, he had no reason to do that. He just did it for fun. Like, he just actually kicked him in the face. And at the time, we were all just kind of like, oh, that's funny, that's hilarious. Like, put that on not top 10 or whatever. But like, Night's like, no, he was probably just like, listened to the voices that told him to bash his head in. Like, but if we had AB going on podcasts now, like Puka does, like, yeah, we would have probably found out sooner. Like, Puka is honestly just speedrunning the AB experience a little bit. At least that's my fear. Stop going on podcasts. I say that, I'm a streamer with a mic in my mouth like once a week, but still, you know, I feel like Puka Nakua and I have had different actions and words in the past few months. We're still doing all right here right now, I gotta say. We're doing all right. I low-key honestly should not have taken this path. I'm so scared of the shock right now. He's probably gonna hold it till we get in the cave and he can get more of us. There's so many mind games with the shock, man. It dominates me. We could just make it out of here. Okay. Alright. Maybe he doesn't have it. Maybe no one pulled it. Oh, that was a nice one. That was well played. Banana distracted me. Oh, let's go. 4D chess. We're getting past though, but we dodged the blue shell at least. The Doc Fantasy Draft, I'll try and read the full message here in a sec. I will say I will like try and like actually come up with the date here by the end of the week, because yeah, man, it's coming up and like we gotta try and get it organized. Got some other drafts already scheduled. Yeah, well, I'll throw something in the Discord here. We'll gauge interest a little bit. I mean, if anyone's watching right now and is interested, also feel free to just like figuratively raise your hand or something. But yeah, man, we're always taking applications. I've got a few spots saved already. You know, had some people reach out to me, but we're gonna have to make that happen because that was a blast doing that last year. I really enjoyed that. All right, we'll take second. We'll take second. But yeah, we've got a few weeks to get that figured out. But I'll try and by the end of the week, we'll like hopefully have an answer of like when we'll do this. Imagine thinking Puka is 3 spots higher than a wholesome, God-fearing man who runs routes so artistically in Emerald City and won Offensive Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. Nah, I mean, from a spiritual and like from the standpoint of who is a more earnest and good person, yeah, I'd take JSN over Puka. But I mean, hey, as far as actual receiver play goes, I don't know. Who's digging out players in the run game like Puka is? Henry would love to be in there. Well, there you go. Your wish is my command. We got you, man. Absolutely. All right. Yeah, we'll go Bowser. I hope we get this one. I feel like I could do all right. N64 Bowser Castle. Anything but DK Mountain, man. DK Mountain is the one where I can't do the little cliff jump cut, and a lot of people can. It's honestly like, as far as shortcuts go, it's one of the easier ones that you see in the competitive scene. I can't do it for some reason. I just can't do it. I'm at such a disadvantage at that one, and I just don't like all the turns. Koopa Cape again, we'll live with that. We'll run a few more here. We're having a good time. We're racing all right, but we're having a good time. Also, I'm surprised, Jack, you haven't said anything about my me name yet. I feel like that's tradition. The cursed me name. Dude, the amount of people that see that and are like, what? I'm just like, well, you know, I was 8 years old and I thought it was cool. And that was my screen name. It was just a bunch of gibberish. Oh, come on. That's so tough. Okay. We did great on Koopa Cape last time. Honestly, I don't usually pick this one, but I feel like I do all right at it. It's just a very lines-based course. Just who can race the best. Oh yeah, we're chilling. Moonview Highway is another one too. I could go Moonview Highway instead of Bowser Castle. Skull Vikings, Fargo Retro saying, appreciate you tuning in. Skull Vikings indeed, you know. Talking about the Vikings a little bit earlier, talking about the quarterback. Bruh, what? What just happened? Y'all seeing this? No! That's crazy. That's crazy. Dude, I was killing it too. That's heartbreaking. It just disappeared from the ether. Alright, well, we'll try a few more. It's cool. We were probably going to get first, but that's fine. Am I doing the weekly prediction for the games this year? You've got to defend the title? Absolutely. We will absolutely be bringing back the picks competition. Tried and true tradition. Dude, it truly is crazy to think like how close we are to the season. I'm getting so excited. Oh, my VR took another dive. Dude, we cannot go below 7,000. I have not been below 7,000 in years. That'd be disgraceful. But I'm not gonna lie. I think this year is finally going to be the year that I'm going to cave and bend the knee to the mighty corporation and buy NFL Sunday ticket. It's just so convenient being a Vikings fan living in Georgia, having to jump through all these hoops to pull up illegal streams. Believe me, I've done it many a times, and I respect the game. And it is, you know, like if you just do a little bit of digging, you can do it. You can pull it off. And this is such a first world problem, but all the illegal stream games are just so far behind, and if I have red zone on another TV, then it's always ahead, and if it like cuts to the Vikings game, then I know, oh, something's about to happen, you know, and I can't go on my phone because then that's ahead, and I can't do the quad box. Like, this is all first world problem stuff. But also, ain't no way this is the same race that I just lagged out of. I'm watching the bottom feeders finish now. That's crazy. Somebody get these beggars out of here. That's cool. I swear, this is the same race. Yeah, there's Mathis, dude. They can't get rid of me. They can't get rid of me. But Henry's saying he decided this is the year he's gonna cave too. I mean, I will. It is nice that they are offering that little like $200 discount or whatever for new members. So that's nice. It's significantly less expensive. I got some birthday money. Shout out Grandma and Grandpa. And that's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna put this towards NFL Sunday ticket. I think this is the year I'm gonna do it. Dude, Christine posted a TikTok of my setup last year during week 1 where I had like 4 different screens out. 3 of them were like illegal streams, and then I had like Red Zone or whatever. And it like actually kind of popped off a little bit. And the comments were cooking me. They're like, well, you know, you could just get Sunday ticket and set up the quad box. Like, yeah, I know. It's like $800 though. Like, I don't have a job right now. I can't afford that. But now I have a job and it's significantly cheaper. And I think that I'm at the point now where I'm 26 and the convenience actually sounds kind of nice, you know. Jack just watches Red Zone. I respect that. People hate on Red Zone too much. There is like a sect of NFL fans that like think that they're above Red Zone. Look, to each their own, right? I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum, but I love Red Zone as the second screen. To me, that's beautiful. Do I know my overall record in picks last season? I do not off the top of my head. I think I did all right though. I did okay. I think I was like top 5 maybe. Also, ain't no way we're on mirror mode, man. No. I don't like mirror mode because I have muscle memory for all the tracks in this game, and it throws me off. It's like, this is wrong. I suppose that's the point though, right? That's why it's tricky, but it just doesn't feel right. Hawks do have plenty of primetime games this year as well. Yeah, that's gotta be nice. Must be nice to be important. Dude, I feel like we're gonna be a very 1 o'clock kickoff with the Chris Myers booth this year. Like, I don't know. We have a few primetime games. I feel like, actually, no disrespect to the Falcons, but I feel like that's a classic Falcons. 1 o'clock on Fox, Chris Myers in the booth. All love to Chris. Like, he's a fine announcer, but that's how you know it's like the Battle of Mid when that's the broadcast, you know, where you get the Jonathan Vilma game. Vikings have had plenty of Jonathan Vilma games. It's like, oh, that's the ringleader of Bountygate commentating on our game. That's awesome. Man, we are not doing so hot in mirror mode right now. Alright. Here we go. Closing the gap a little bit. Keegan, we meet again. Actually, I low-key don't want to hit him. No, Mike McCarthy, no! Mike McCarthy from the NFL's meta got me. Spiro Didi's the GOAT. No, I like Spiro. He's got a good energy to him. Him and Adam Amin I really like. Adam Amin is a really underrated play-by-play announcer. Yikes, man. Alright, we got a... Okay. It's a bit of a high jump, but we're gonna have to go this way to get the item. Missed the items. No! I played myself, man. Henry hates Jonathan Vilma. Dude, he is like actually kind of biased. I swear, dude. Like, he's like a funny character, but also like he is a big rage baiter. The doc is wrong. Who went 171 and 100? Oh, you beat me by 1. That's right. It was a close race. Yeah, I remember because I named my picks initially. The doc is never wrong, and then of course, inevitably, I got some wrong week 1. Like, the Giants, in fact, did not beat the Commanders in week 1 last year. Another mirror. Get out of here. I can't even back out. Oh well. Bob Wischason is going to be on the ESPN B team, and I am so excited. I got to be a casual because I actually don't know who that is off the top of my head. Remember the 2022 Seahawks alternated between the same 2 commentating teams every week? Dude, there'll be seasons like that where like these, like no disrespect, but these guys again? Come on, man. Third straight game with Jonathan Vilma. Oh, man. I wonder what's the most times a team has had the single broadcast team in the same season. Like, oh man. I don't know. Browns with Kenny Albert on CBS. That's a classic. That was a while. The Mike McDaniel Dolphins with Kevin Harlan. That was a classic combo. That combo had aura. I feel like there are certain announcer and team combinations that just have a little bit more aura. Like, unfortunately, I have to admit, Joe Buck calling a Packers game has aura. Like, or Joe Buck calling an Aaron Rodgers game. That's a combo that has aura. As much as people like to clown on it, Jim Nantz and Tony Romo for Patrick Mahomes, that's a combo that has aura right there. Man, I would say there's some other classic. I'm trying to think of like who the quintessential Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth player is. I don't know that there really is one yet. I mean, that's been a relatively new pairing. Who would be like the Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady person? See, it's tough. I feel like we've got some new pairings out there. Like, there's no like Aaron Rodgers, 425 on Fox with Buck and Aikman. Aura off the charts, man. Like, I spent a lot of my time hate watching those games, right? But I had to admit, like, this was when Joe Buck started to maybe get a little bit better at football when he'd hit the Cobb for the touchdown. I was just pissed, punching the ottoman like, bah, you know. But like, you have to admit, it was pretty cool. Jim Nantz and Romo only calling games with the elite AFC QBs. Yeah. KB and Brady screams Eagles. I like that. Yeah, that makes sense. Eagles have been one of the premier teams since that's been the duo. I like that. I gotta say, Joe Buck and the Vikings have a little bit of aura too. Specifically, the Minneapolis Miracle, but I also think about the Monday night game, Vikings versus 49ers of 2023. I believe it was week 5. Vikings won that game at home. Joe Buck, I thought, called a great game. That was a Buck-Vikings game that had some aura. John Madden, Brett Favre. I feel like that's the OG pairing right there. That was a little bit before my time, but like, you know, even a fella like me who was born in 2000 and started watching football in 2009 knows, like, that's an iconic duo right there. Already not off to a great start. We botched the turbo start. Not good, man. But we are nice at Raceway, even though it's kind of a bummer. It's Mir again. Don't know how that keeps happening. Right, we're gonna force him to get. Ah, shoot! Well played. Well played. Come on, Joe. Buck had some iconic calls with the Hawks too. Oh yeah, absolutely. 2014 NFC Championship game, all-timer right there. 2013 NFC Championship game. All-timer right there. I believe he called the Super Bowl that the Hawks won too, right? Yeah, that was on Fox. Fox, Seahawks Broncos 2013 season. Ah, all right, all right. We're doing okay. That Funky Kong is pretty far ahead, I gotta say. Dare I say, he's doing the darn thing and front running. Oh, that was a good fib. He hit it behind the piranha plant. That was nice. I gotta tip my cap to that. That was well done. That is so unfortunate. Honestly, this Rosalina could go ahead and pass me, or not. Alright. Well, I don't know how much we can salvage from this, honestly. Especially with us getting triple match shells. Someone might have disconnected. All right. Okay. Woo! Woo! All right. Golly. Sorry if that was a little loud, but it just startled me. Oh, no! All right, we'll take third, I guess. Dang, man. saw an interview with Buck last year where he talked about when he interviewed the Broncos and Hawks before the Super Bowl, and they saw how angry and locked in the Hawks players were and just knew Denver had no chance. You know what's funny is I've seen a lot of similar anecdotes about that, about how Seattle just had such a mental advantage over Denver. Like, even in warm-ups, like, they just saw Cam Chancellor and were, like, petrified. And it's like, I get it, dude. He's a menacing guy. All right, we're going to do one more here. It's 150cc too. That's beautiful. We're going to do one more here before we sign off, see if we can get another decent race in here. Kind of a bummer that there wasn't a lot of full lobbies that we got into tonight. And the one that we did, we got disconnected from, but what can you do? Overall, I've been very pleased with Mario Kart and Ball Talk Volume 3. Let's see if we can end on my course. We got someone else picking Bowser's Castle too. I like seeing that. All right, Moo Moo Meadows, that's fine. They really don't, I mean, I guess Kyle Hamilton kind of, but even then, like, he's tall, but he's not quite as imposing of a hitter as Cam Chancellor was, you know. He's a little bit more of a balanced safety. Not saying Cam couldn't cover, he was great in coverage, but, like, he was the ultimate box safety, you know. As great as Kyle Hamilton is in the box, Cam Chancellor was just a whole different animal. Dude, honestly, it would have been cool to see Cam Chancellor in, like, a Mike McDonald defense today. He got used very well in Seattle under Dan Quinn, don't get me wrong, but, like, in this age of positionlessness, it would be pretty cool to see him, like, line up as an edge some, or, like, as an off-ball linebacker some, like, just mix him around and get weird and creative with him. He would have been an awesome big nickel, too. Oh, my gosh. So good in the run game. But we'll never know. And that's kind of, I mean, like, imagine if they used Cam Chancellor like how they used Demon Worry last year. Like, that would be pretty sick. All right, well, I don't know if any of these red shells have a shot. I just hit one on a banana. Red shells are honestly not good in online. People are so good at just, like, swerving around a corner and causing them to miss. Except for me, apparently. Oh, no, see, I dodged that somehow. Honestly, if it wasn't for the banana, I was going to say I'm okay with this, because we get a little speed boost. No, no, no. Oh, triple mushrooms is huge, but then we get shocked. We're going to get fifth. We're going to get last. Insane. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's just not our night. That's whatever. Dang it. Next year, I will actually race well on stream. I promise, guys. Next year, I will actually show how good I am. I've done nothing but lose today. I got first once. I can't complain that much, but... Oh, that was a good time. That was fun. It was nice to, you know, delve into a little nostalgia there. This is a stream I look forward to doing each off-season. It's a very summer thing. Decided to do it at the end of summer this year, though. Mario Kart and Ball Talk. Volume 3, man. It's been a good time. I'm about to wrap things up here. It's getting close to being my bedtime. But I appreciate you all tuning in. It was a good time. Maybe you're watching the VOD later. Appreciate you watching that as well. But I will be back most likely 2 weeks from now. I'll have to double check my calendar. But the next time you see me live, it will be the big one. It will be the season predictions. We're going to be going through predicting every single division, picking out the playoff teams, picking the playoffs, picking award winners, and essentially telling the story of the 2026 NFL season. I've already started a lot of prep for it. I'm excited, man. I think it's going to be a great time this year. I'm super excited. Also, keep an eye out for information about the Fantasy Football League. We'll try and get a draft set up. Anyone that's interested, feel free to let me know. You can say something in chat. You can leave a comment. You can say something in Discord, but we're going to try and run that back for year 2 as well. But until next time, y'all take care. Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good rest of summer. Have a good weekend, and I will see you all soon. But until then, the doctor's out.